Let me see. Oh man, I was muted. I was muted. I was muted. Oh my gosh. Man, I am so sorry. I was muted. I started this whole thing and uh I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. I was muted. Nobody could hear me, right? Let's start over here. Let's start over here. No sound. Right. I'm muted. Good evening, everybody. I was muted, man. I apologize. Let's start it over again, right? I was muted. And the reason why I muted it before was when I was trying something out and I was muted. So I want to thank everybody. Thank Sandy, Alvin, who else? Robin Martin, Peach Google, everybody who told me that I was muted. Thank you so much. I didn't even realize I was muted, guys. So this is what I was saying. I was trying some different backgrounds tonight. I'm actually doing it outdoors, and I took off the virtual background so you guys could see me. And the good thing about it is I was muted and I didn't even know. You know, Sandy told me, Robin's telling me, Pete Google's telling me, Alvin Vassar's telling me. I wasn't even aware of it. I was so into my little dancing. So you know what? So you know what we're gonna do? Since everybody's here, they're gonna talk. They're gonna talk, right? They're gonna talk about us. So since they're gonna talk about me, we'll start it over. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H, some people call me Havis, some people call me Terrence, some people call me Mr. Bardui, and some people call me Little Boy. That is Little Boy, going all the way back to the 767 Whitey Kubuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica. Like I said, you guys are going to hear some sounds. You're going to hear planes going by, birds chirping, neighbors talking. You're going to hear a bunch of things tonight, but it's okay. We're gonna do the show. I have a great show for you guys. So let me tell you something, right? Tonight, there's gonna be another giveaway, and I don't know where it's gonna be. I talked to Andrea Hill from Drea Travels, and tonight we're gonna give another getaway. I know some of you all want to go. Some of you all be hitting me up saying I want to go somewhere, but you know what? I can't just pick you. It wouldn't be fair to all the other people. So in a minute, I'm gonna tell you where we're gonna be. Get the expenses paid for you, the accommodations. You got to get yourself there, but the accommodations. I don't know. Should it be in America? Should it be in Mexico? I don't know. You guys tell me, put it in the chat. Should it be in America? Should it be in Mexico? Where do you want to go? Let me know. And then tonight we'll do a little drawing again. But as we start the show, they're going to talk. Let's start the show. Let's start it over. Like, thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Peach Goodwill. Thank you, Robin Martin. Thank you, Alvin, and everybody else who couldn't hear me. I apologize. My bad. I'm trying something new tonight. So let's start it over. There we go. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Some things were meant to be. Some things were meant to be. Celebrating 4 years. And so worry about it. Cause we know what's in our hearts. We know we're in our thoughts. Hey, no reason for concern. We're gonna talk, we're gonna talk, we're gonna talk, we're gonna say a lot of things about us. Said you know that the love is not a mistake, but you worry what the people say when they see me with you. They're gonna talk, right? So now we got sound, right? You guys can hear me. If you can hear me now, put in the chat. You can hear me. If you can hear me now, put it into the chat as we start our program. We're gonna have a good show tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about if you're in your 40s or 50s, what you should be doing and some of the things that you can do to set your financial house in order. So tonight I'm really excited that I'm doing this live outdoors. I think, can you hear me now? Yeah, everybody's hearing me now, right? Thank you so much. I thank you everybody for your partnership, because people were saying no sound, but I wasn't looking at the messages yet. All right. So tonight, let me ask you guys a question. Um, Andrea Hill from Drea Travels hit me up tonight, and she sent me some options, right? So I got to go in here and look at the options to tell you guys where. Let's take a look at it and see what we got here. I think you guys will like it. We have just so let's see. So we have some options, right? We have this is other options that you guys have, right? Now you got to tell me if it's U.S. or Mexico. You got to put it in the chat, right? Good evening to everybody. You can't hear Delfina Liblase. Now you can hear me, Delfina. You should be able to hear me now. I was blocked out, so I apologize. That was my fault. Um, so we can do 4 days, 3 nights in Albuquerque, New Mexico. 4 days, 3 nights Atlanta, Georgia. 4 days, 3 nights Atlantic City. 4 days, 3 nights Boston, Massachusetts. Hey, the Celtics just won. That should be a good one, right? 4 days, 3 nights Branson, Missouri. 4 days, 3 nights Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I've been to Cape Cod. It's really nice in the summertime. Man, maybe you can go to Martha's Vineyard and see the Obamas, right? All right, let's see. 4 days, 3 nights Chicago, Illinois. Let's see. 4 days, 3 nights Colorado Springs. What about Daytona Beach? I don't know about that. 4 days, 3 nights Fort Lauderdale, Galveston, Texas. Galveston, Texas is nice, I hear. They got nice beaches there as well. How about Gatlinburg, Tennessee? Has anyone ever been there? I've never been there. I hear it's nice out there. I know my kids were out there earlier this year. They said they had a blast. Um, Grand Canyon National Park, 4 days, 3 nights. Gulf Shores, 4 days, 3 nights. Hawaii, 6 days and 5 nights. Huh. So you're gonna have to tell me if it's gonna be the U.S. or if it's going to be Mexico. We don't know. Lake Tahoe, California. Hot Springs, Hawaii, Orlando, Florida, Palm Springs, California, Phoenix, Arizona, San Antonio, Texas, San Diego, Virginia Beach. Yay, down the road, Virginia Beach. Miami, Florida, Myrtle Beach. It's nice at Myrtle Beach. I've been there many times. Nashville, Tennessee, New Orleans. Oh, New Orleans. Hey, it's nice down there. New York City. Who wants to go to New York City, right? Ocean City. Ocean City, Maryland is actually really, really nice. I should probably put my name in the hat. So I'm going to give everyone a shout out in a minute because I was giving you guys shout outs and you couldn't hear me. I'm going to give you shout outs in a minute. Or we can do, let's see. We said Orlando. We said Palm Springs, California, Phoenix, Arizona, San Antonio, Texas, San Diego, California, Virginia Beach, Miami, Myrtle Beach. We said that. Nashville, New Orleans, New York City, Ocean City, Maryland. Let's see. We got some more here. Let's see. Let's see. I think I put the Gulf Shores. Let's see. Let me try to open some of this. That's U.S. territories. Let me take a look here. Hold on. Let's see. U.S. territories. And how about this? Cancun. Anybody wants to go to Cancun? 6 days, 5 nights. Nova Vallarta, Mexico, 6 days, 5 nights. Cancun Riviera Maya, 6 days, 5 nights. Mazatlan, 6 days, 5 nights. Puerto Penasco, 6 days, 5 nights. And Puerto Vallarta, 6 days, 5 nights. So today we're going to give a giveaway. So do you want it to be in the U.S. or do you want it to be Mexico? Oh, I better say hello to everyone. Good. I'm going to say hello to everyone in a minute. So the giveaway tonight that I give, and I'm going to tell you what you have to do in order for your name to go into the hat. And you will find out tonight if you win or not. All right. But, it has to be all of those places I mentioned, or all of these towns. So it's either the U.S., all those places I mentioned, or in Mexico, and you guys get to choose. The winner get to choose. I'm just trying to see, you guys need to hit up Andrea Hill. She was on my show. You need to go follow her, Andrea Travels, all right, on Facebook. Go follow her, and she's the one who's her company's the one who's giving a complimentary, either 6 days, 5 nights, or 5 days, 4 nights. So you're gonna have to tell me right now before we start. Should the trip be Mexico or should it be the US? It can't be both. I might put my name in the hat and pull my name out because you all got to tell me in the chat. So good evening to everybody once again. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Tonight I'm doing it live in the back deck. You know, so bear with me. You might hear birds in the background. You may hear dogs barking, but we're having fun time tonight. And I want you to know that I am so excited that you guys have tuned in. We're going to talk. If you're in your 40s or your 50s, tonight is a good night for you to listen to some of the things I'm going to say tonight. So I want to say welcome to Miss Duran, Rosalia Duran, all the way in Antigua in the house. Yes, yes, all the way Antigua and Bermuda in the Caribbean. Welcome to her cousin as well, Miss Esther Duran Casimir. She married a Jean Lapointe all the way in I think it's Saint Martin, the Dutch side or the French side. I know you guys couldn't hear me before because I didn't have the volume on. You should be able to hear me now. Mr. Alvin Vasa, Petersburg, Virginia. Delphina Leblanc. If you don't put something in the chat, I can't tell. All the way in Ottawa, Canada. Lisa Griffith Harris. Ooh, New Jersey, New Hampshire. Live free or die. Welcome. Peach Goodwill, Petersburg, Virginia. Robin Martin in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. Let me see who else is watching tonight. I think that's all the people who are watching. And there's other people who are watching who won't say the name. So tonight, I think I might make the decision for you guys. It could be the US or Mexico. Who wants to win the trip tonight? So what you're going to have to do, I'm going to show you in the chat, right? I'm going to do it in the chat. This is what we're going to do. If I go back to Facebook, right? And I go to my page and I go back to the chat and I say we want to do go to the comments. All right. I'm going to go to the comments. And I go to my page and I go back to the chat. Let me take up the speaker. Sorry about that. And I go to the comments and I put if you want USA, you put USA. You see the flag comes on. And if you want Mexico, the flag comes on. See like that? I put them in the chat. So you guys should be able to see that, right? So you're gonna have to tell me where you think the trip should be. Someone's gonna win it tonight. I don't know who it's gonna be. So you're gonna have to get in there. And I want to say good evening to Valda, Mary Peltier Breedy, all the way in Massac, in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Just before we start, I'm going to play our theme song, and then we're going to start the show. All right. So you guys need to tell me: is it going to be Mexico? Or is it going to be the U.S.? There's a bunch of places, so you're gonna have to tell me which one you want to, which one you prefer. So if you guys don't tell me, I'll make the decision. So while we're doing that, let's go through our theme song and welcome everyone in as we play our theme song. I got to cue it up now because I have to get out of that area. And I hope everyone can hear me good now. I know you couldn't hear me before because I had it muted, and that was my fault. Sandy was trying to tell me, but I didn't realize what was being said. And then the rest of you guys are trying to tell me I didn't realize what was being said. But tonight, now I think we should be all set. Guys should be able to hear me fine now as we start the program. So let's play our theme song as we start, okay? Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Dominica made me, Boston raised me, now the South sustains me. Come, family, come.
Family, come as you are, with just your heart, and I'll help you win. Are you rejected or hurt? Tell me your worth, much more than you put in. Now I don't need no superstar, 'cause I'll accept you as you are. You won't be denied, 'cause I'm satisfied with the help that I can provide. You don't have to be rich, family, to be on my show. You don't have to have $1 million, family, to be on my show.
it's starting to come in now. If some of you cannot say USA or Mexico, it doesn't matter if you put USA or Mexico. That's the code that's going to let me know that you're one of the people who gets to go into the pool to qualify. So if you can't put a flag and you don't know how to put a flag, just put the word Mexico or the word USA. All right, in the chat. And if I and after the show, we will tally all of them, all the names. We'll pick a name out, and that person will get to win. And I just went over all the destinations. For those of you who came in late, you can name it. It's from Florida to Tennessee to Virginia to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach to California to Texas to Hawaii to Mexico, wherever. Tonight we're gonna give out a trip. So you got to say either USA, Florida. It doesn't matter if you want to go to Florida, you want to go to Tennessee, Virginia, South Carolina. If you want to go to Texas, you want to go to I think Arizona. It says if you want to go to California, Hawaii, or Mexico, all the different places are there. You know. So tonight we're gonna pick someone again for just tuning in, and that's compliments of Andrea Hill. Andrea Hill of Drea Travels. You know, she has been instrumental. I had her on my show in May. You know, she's been instrumental in, you know, promoting her business as well. You know, and it's promotion. You know, so somebody could win that, and whoever who wins it, um, um, I will contact them. And if some of you are kind of private, you know, some people don't want nobody to know they're watching my show, so they don't want to put their name in the chat. If you another name, I mean a flag or the name of the country. Now, if you don't do that, you know, and you DM me personally, how is it fair? People can say, well, he just picked someone from that he wanted to pick. But if you put it in the DM, you know, it doesn't mean anything. You know, it's your prerogative, by the way. You don't have to put that in. So for those of you who are watching, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. I don't know who's going to win the trip tonight, but we're going to figure out. I just gave you guys a whole list of places. I will go over the places again, the list again, and then we'll start the show. All right, let's go over the list of places again. So you guys, for those of you who are coming in late, you know, the late people, you know, some of you are always late, and it's okay. So if you want to go to Mexico, it'll be 6 days, 5 nights. All right, in Cancun, or 6 days, 5 nights, Nuevo Vallarta, if I'm saying it correctly. If you want to go to Cancun Riviera Maya, 6 days, 5 nights. Mazatlan, 6 days, 5 nights. Puerto Penasco, 6 days, 5 nights. And Puerto Vallarta is 6 days, 5 nights. That's Mexico. Okay. Now, the other options are 4 days, 3 nights, Miami, Florida. 4 days, 3 nights, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 4 days, 3 nights, Nashville, Tennessee. 4 days, 3 nights, New Orleans, Louisiana. 4 days, 3 nights, New York City. 4 days, 3 nights. That is Ocean City, Maryland. I've been there. It's really nice there. Um, 4 days, 3 nights, Orlando, Florida. 4 days, 3 nights, Palm Springs, California. 4 days, 3 nights, Phoenix, Arizona. 4 days, 3 nights, San Antonio, Texas. 4 days, 3 nights, San Diego. And, you know, 4 days, 3 nights, Virginia Beach. Hmm. 4 days, 3 nights, Lake Tahoe, California, Nevada. Hot Springs, 4 days, 3 nights. Um, Hawaii. Hawaii, 6 days, 5 nights. Who wants to go to Hawaii? The Gulf Shores, 4 days, 3 nights. Grand Canyon National Park, 4 days, 3 nights for you campers out there. And Gatlinburg, Tennessee, 4 days, 3 nights. All right, let's see. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Let's see. Do I have that right? All right. Chicago, Illinois, 4 days, 3 nights. Chicago in the summer is nice, I hear. Colorado Springs, 4 days, 3 nights. Daytona Beach, 4 days, 3 nights. Denver, Colorado, 4 days, 3 nights. Fort Lauderdale, 4 days, 3 nights. Galveston, Texas, 4 days, 3 nights. Who else? Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Ooh, Massachusetts. The Celtics just won the championship. 4 days, 3 nights. Branson, Missouri, 4 days, 3 nights. Boston, Massachusetts, 4 days, 3 nights. Atlantic City, 4 days, 3 nights. I've never been to Atlantic City. Oh, I've been to Boston. I grew up there. I know every alley, every corner, every place I was not supposed to be doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing. I've been there. Atlantic City, I've never been there. Atlanta, Georgia, nice. I love Atlanta. My kids live there. You know how passionate about that. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Have you ever been to New Mexico? So those are the places that's in the running. So that's one, two, three, four, five. I gave you guys enough. I gave you guys enough of that. Um, I gave you guys enough of that for you to make a choice. So you're gonna have to make a decision. Where do you guys want to go? So whoever puts in either USA or Mexico in the chat, either the word or the flag, your name gets to go in a hat. And compliments of Drea Travels. And you guys need to follow her on social media. And some of you guys need to. Actually, I was talking to her today, and I told her I need to do a trip. I need to book a trip through her. And I need to work hard and make some money and book a trip through her. Because you guys need to do the same thing too. Because she's a friend of the show, and she's given out 2 trips. One to the Dominican Republic. I believe it was Miss my childhood friend there, Daphne Paul in Queens, New York, won this. And the second one was to Vegas, and that was my cousin, Joe Bardui, won this. And it was just like what I do is I pull all the names in a hat, and we pull out a name. I I mean, I know there's some people who've been watching the show for a long time. I would love for them to win, but it's only fair, because if I go pick you, then it's not, it's not right. So what you got to do is you got to say, man, it's not gambling. It's just you didn't pay anything, for your name to go into the hat. So hopefully one of you guys will win tonight. So let's see who will win tonight. Okay, let me see who's put their names in the pool so far. And for those of you who've done that, let me see. I want to make sure. Let's see who've put their names. Oh, there's 27 comments. Ooh, Allison Peltier say Cancun in Boston, Massachusetts. Actually, yeah, right outside of Boston. She's more in Stoughton. Robin Martin, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Alvin Vasa says the U.S. Risa D says St. Thomas. Risa, St. Thomas is not on the list of all the places that I mentioned. So you may have to go back and listen to the show again, or maybe before the show ends, I will give you guys the list of places. There's a whole bunch of places. There's in the U.S. There's Florida, Virginia, Tennessee, South Carolina, Georgia, Illinois, which Chicago, Illinois. There's New Orleans, Louisiana, Galveston, Texas. There's Arizona. There is California, Nevada. There is California again. And Mexico, there's a bunch of places. Cancun and a whole bunch of other places. Oh, Lisa says Cancun. Hi, I hear you, Lisa. I hear you. Allison said Cancun. Melina Etienne said the U.S. I hear you, Melina Etienne. Sakafet. I hope you're doing well on the beautiful island of Antigua and Barbuda. Yeah. Oh, Lisa says Mexico too. So you guys are saying, hey, if you win, you don't really care where. You just want to go, right? I don't blame you. I wish I could put my name in that hat. I can't, though. It's not fair. Let's see. I don't need no superstar to be on my show. Valdemary Peltier Breedy. You want to go to Mexico or you want to go to the U.S.? Where you want to go? You have a passport? Hola, ole, ale. Tell us. Robin Martin say USA, Peach Google USA, Donald in Coffee USA. And to all the other people who are watching, folks, you have to say something so that your name can go in. Because everybody who puts either Mexico or USA, you don't have to. If you can't put the flag and you put the city or the country, your name gets to go into a pool, and then you're going to win a trip. Compliments of Drea Travel and Andrea Hill, a friend of the show. You know, and I didn't. And she told me she wanted to do this, so I reached out to her and I said tonight we're going to do that. So before the show is out, we will before the show is out, excuse me, before the show is out, we will figure out if somebody, well, I can't do it while the show is going on, because at 7:30, I actually got to let someone in on the Zoom for a church meeting, and I'll get them on, so I'll be able to do that. So for all of you who are watching, I do see all the names. People starting to put names in. Okay, cool, cool. All right, all right, all right. So hopefully, um, I'm gonna be biased, man. Mostly women watch Tuesdays with Terrence. I hope a woman wins. You know, I mean, I won't cheat, but I hope a woman wins because dudes may watch, but they don't say nothing. I don't know because I'm a dude. I bet you if I was a girl, they would be saying something. You know what I'm gonna do? You know how you can do AI? I'm gonna put do a AI and make me give me long hair so I can look like a girl. Maybe more of them will watch. Maybe we'll do that. So tonight, as we go to start, okay, Risa said Mexico. Okay, all right. Allison says Mexico or in the U.S., Texas. Yes, I hear you. So man, so far there's no guy saying anything. So all of the ladies, I pray to God that the lady wins. So before the end of the show, we'll say that again. So tonight, what we're gonna do is, um, I'm going to uh, get into a Zoom here. Let a guy get into Zoom, and then I'm going to it's like a prayer meeting Zoom, Sabbath school Zoom, and then after he comes on, I'm going to get off the Zoom. So, so tonight, let me tell you what our program is as it's scrolling down. You guys can see it, right? June is actually a month of a couple of things. One is it's Annuity Awareness Month. Do you know what an annuity is? And I'll tell you in a minute. It's also, I believe, Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month too. I just found that out a couple weeks ago, and I wasn't aware of that. But um, June is that as well. So for those of you who are, you know, have family members who might be suffering with dementia or Alzheimer's, this is awareness month, try to bring awareness for that. So June is annuities month, and it's Alzheimer's and brain awareness month. Annuities is something you can use, to solidify your retirement as well, especially for some of you entrepreneurs. You can use it to create a Roth IRA. You can use it to create a traditional IRA. You can even, if you have a 401k somewhere, you can roll it over into an annuity. I do that for my clients a lot. So far this year, I've done a couple. We're still waiting for this money to come in for this one client. I don't know why it's taking so cotton picking long, man. But and that's actually handicapping me. It's handicapping me. But annuities is basically what it is. It's basically an agreement between an insurance company and a individual that promises to pay an income you can never outlive. So most people don't even know that. Like when you hit the lottery and you take years of payments, like 20 years of payments, that's an annuity. Like when you Social Security or a pension, excuse me, things like that, you get annuity payments. That's how they can pay you off over a period of time. Because what they do, they annuitize it, they make it payable immediately, and that's how you can do that. So tonight, I want to talk about a very money advice for your 40s, and you can use those in your 50s as well. So I can see who's watching, and a lot of you are in your 40s and 50s. Some of you in your 60s. I won't call your name. I'm in my 50s officially until October. But it says money advice for your 40s, and it's really really important. Just before I start that, right, I'm going to let um, someone in on the Zoom here. Let them in because someone they have a a meeting. I'm gonna let them in on your Zoom. But it says money advice for your 40s. All right. And I know Sandy Bardu is watching. I'm gonna tell her to get on the Cyber School Zoom. And what I'm gonna do is when she gets on that Cyber School Zoom, I'm gonna make her the host of that meeting for the head deacon here, Furman Johnson, and then after that you can make him the host and you can leave as well. So on your phone, Sandy, do this for me. Get on that. Help Mr. Johnson. He should be coming on any minute now. All right. So I'll make her the host so she can handle it so I can get off this thing. Anyways, money advice for your 40s. There we go. And don't forget, for those of you who tuning in late, welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. I'm doing it from the back porch tonight, and I just want you guys to know I got too many buttons up here. It's a little hot today. Um, you guys may hear some birds in the background. You may hear a dog barking. You may hear neighbors talking, but I'm doing it outdoors tonight. It's a nice night. So when you're in your 40s, right, and your 50s, you need to obtain a comprehensive financial assessment. So you might say to yourself, what is a comprehensive financial assessment? A comprehensive financial assessment is basically where we look at everything. We look at your income, your expenses, your debt to income ratio. We look at where you are with children, if you're married, if you're single, or what your income is. We look at what you're saving, where you're saving. You need to do a comprehensive financial assessment. A lot of people always tell me, "Oh yeah, man, I'm doing all right," and I just think sometimes people are ashamed to say, "It's okay if you're not doing all right. We can help." It's like I was talking to someone today, and sometimes, and and sometimes it gets a little frustrating for me because when I ask people questions, I want them to be honest with me. When you're honest with me, I can help you. Don't try to impress me, man. When you try to do that because you give me a false narrative, I'm thinking you can do X, but then actually what you can actually do is Y. So be honest, and that way we can do it. I have some people watching right now, who have listened to me and are doing okay, and they're doing well. I'm proud of them. There's several of them on the line right now, and I'm very proud of them, and they know who they are without putting their business outside. So in your 40s and early 50s, you got to do a comprehensive financial assessment to review how your money is structured and ensure you are not unknowingly and unnecessarily paying too much in taxes or interest across your portfolio of assets. So you see, unknowingly and unnecessarily, unknowingly means you don't know, and unnecessarily means that you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. And too many times people like to tell me, "Oh yeah, I got an advisor or I got a financial person," and I always think and I always say, "Yeah, but all I'm doing is a second opinion. The person that you currently have cannot give you a second opinion, and it doesn't cost you anything. The only time I charge people is when they ghost me. Like I had an appointment with a guy last week and he never showed. I text him, he never responded. So if he ever reached out to me, I'm going to tell him he owes me $500. He's going to be like, "How?" I like, "Cause you ghost me." And basically, the funny thing about it is, by him ghosting me, you know, he could have said, "Man, something happened." But in order for him to meet with me now, he has to pay me $500. And all he had to tell me prior was, "I can't make it," and we would have been fine. But he didn't do that. He didn't do that. So because he didn't do that, you're gonna have to pay me for my time because you can't waste my time. So I think a lot of people sometimes they don't realize the importance of some of these things. They don't realize the importance of that. So it's really really important that they understand. It's really really important that they understand that. Let me tell this guy he's the host of the meeting, and then we can continue. All right, all right. So I'm gonna leave this meeting. I left the meeting, so he's in. So he's now in a Zoom. All right. So check this out. So you need a comprehensive outline, you know, so we can see if you are unknowingly or unnecessarily paying too much in taxes or interest across your portfolio of assets. How many people are doing that? A lot of people are doing that, right? By they don't understand that if they pay their taxes first, right? If they pay their taxes first, then their after tax money, they can use it and access it tax free in the future. So some people don't know that. So it's up to us to educate them. Now, secondly, you got to consider adding additional life insurance to your portfolio if you have a family or own a business. So I'll give you an example. Either yesterday or day before yesterday, I made a post and I talked about living benefits. And one of my Facebook friends said to me, man, how can you use your insurance if you didn't die? And I've had insurance for 30 years now, and all I do is pay, pay, pay. And I'm like, thinking in my mind, even what I did was, I suddenly said, you need to talk, and I named three of my colleagues who they need to talk to. And I intentionally did that. You know why? Because obviously that person doesn't know about living benefits. Because every day I'm hearing people having cancer, stroke, heart attacks, all kind of, lupus, aneurysms. People become quadriplegics. People can become terminally ill. I mean, all of those things. And if you have life insurance and it doesn't include living benefits that you can access while you're alive, you're doing yourself a disservice. And a lot of people are doing that. A lot of people. So I don't think you should do that. I think what you should do is have someone like myself or one of my colleagues, one of my business partners, do a free review for you. And because of your review, we can tell you where you are. Because if I ask you all right now, what's your human value? Do you know what it is? Let me tell you, and I said it a couple of weeks ago, I want to say it again. What it is you take your annual income and you times it times 20. So if you make it 100 grand right now, you should have a minimum of 2 million in life insurance. If you make 50 grand, you should have a minimum of a million. A minimum. Now, a lot of people don't understand and they say, well, I can't afford it. Yes, you can. It doesn't matter. God forbid, right? Something happens to you. It doesn't matter if you have term, index, universal life, whole life, as long as it has living benefits on it. Some of you have the stuff on the job and you think that's going to take care of you. No, it won't. So it's really important that sit with someone, consider adding additional life insurance. And if you have some already, like that person who mentioned on Sunday they have life insurance, they need to start considering adding more. You know why? Because apparently they don't have living benefits. They have burial insurance. Now, I know one thing. I don't want to bury any of my kids. But guess what? Life happens. Life happens, right? So the first thing you got to do, you got to obtain a comprehensive financial assessment to review how your money is structured and ensure you are not unknowingly or unnecessarily paying too much in taxes or interest across your portfolio of assets. And we can find that out for you. And two, you need to consider adding additional life insurance to your portfolio if you have a family or you own a business. And a family could be just a spouse, a husband or a wife or a child or children or people that you care for. That's family. If something were to happen to you, is there anyone that would be affected by your income? If the answer is yes, well, you need to consider adding additional life insurance. And if you're not doing that, you do yourself a disservice. Now, what you got to do next, and many people have contacted me about that. Someone just hit me up about Atlanta uh, last week. You got to work with an attorney and your financial advisor to put together a will and an estate plan. Most people don't have a will. Some people, if you own assets, man, you need a trust. As a matter of fact, you own a home, cars, even your life insurance should be owned by your trust. I have a client in Texas whose life insurance is owned by the trust. And what you got to do, remember I always talk about what would the Rockefellers do? What they do is they have life insurance, right? And everyone in the family is insured. And the trust owns the life insurance, and the trust is the beneficiary. So therefore, when someone passes, you can fund that trust more because it's a family trust. And why people in the family need to start businesses or go to school, there's always funds available that you can access tax free. That's what the wealthy do. You don't have to be rich to do that. And even if you don't have a trust, a straight out life insurance policy is what we call a poor man's trust, because the beneficiary, you can't contest the beneficiary of a life insurance policy, but you can contest the will. You cannot contest the trust, but you can contest the will. I have clients who make one, two, three. I have a client who makes almost 400 grand a year. A couple of them, a few of them, as a matter of fact. I know for a fact. I have a doctor client in New York, and she makes a ton of money. The point about it is that, do you have a trust? Why not? Start one. Because remember, now you're in your 40s and you're in your 50s. You're not a kid anymore. You're not a 20-year-old. In your 40s and 50s, like sometimes, I remember I need to stop doing that, but I keep doing it. When I was in my 20s, 30s, and 40s, I used to like to party. In my 50s, I gave it up. I gave up partying in 2011. Oh my gosh. How many years is that now? 21, 22, 20. That's 13 years ago. I see people in their 40s and 50s and 60s, and every fete they're in it. They're promoting all kind of fete. I'm not saying you shouldn't fete and party. That's not my point. But you can't be in the club with a Kangol. I'm thinking like you're 21 or 31 or 41. But that's not my business. I need to drink water and mind my business, right? If you own a business, begin thinking about a succession plan. Do you have a succession plan for your business? You're like, what does that mean? Do you have a partner, a business partner? And if you do, excuse me, if you do, does your business have a succession plan? Do you have a buy-sell agreement? If you own a hair salon with your girlfriend, or a restaurant with uh, your guy friend or your neighbor or whomever, do you have a buy-sell agreement? What's that? Well, a buy-sell agreement, it's kind of like an insurance policy where, let's say, I pick someone in the chat. All right, me and Alvin Vassar, we are business partners. We own a small business or a larger business. Now, there's a life insurance policy on me, and the beneficiary is Alvin. And obviously, I have to be insurable. And there's one on Alvin, and the beneficiary is me. Because if something happens to me, and if my heirs, Alvin may not want to do business with my family, so he can buy them out. He has the money from the life insurance. So all these people who own these little salons, and two of them owe a salon together, or they owe a whatever business that they own, you need a buy-sell agreement. If there's more than one, um, um, I don't want to say partner. I don't care if it's a limited partnership. You have one or two or three or four. There should be a buy-sell agreement on the key people, and that's something you need to do. That's if you own a business. Now, another thing you need to do: have you secured a disability insurance policy? A disability. People don't. You know what? In my business, sometimes I feel like I'm fighting with people to I'm finding with people to, I don't know, to do basic things. And it's things like, I'm gonna say this, and some of you are gonna think I'm really mean, and I'm not. When I educate you, right, and you make an informed decision, I applaud you. I am really proud of you. You do what you can afford, fine. However, when I educate you and you make no decisions and life happens, I don't feel bad. I don't. Why don't I feel bad? C'est la vie. That's life. Because I educated you. And sometimes one of my colleagues made a post today, and I shared it. Some of us, we help a lot of people, um, and sometimes helping people is not giving them something. Like, you ever hear the old adage that says, "Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime." Some people don't want to be taught how to fish. They just want to fish. They want a fish. Now, somebody might give you a fish today, but people are going to give you a fish every day. So that's why you got to secure with disability insurance. And it's very inexpensive, folks. And stop telling me you have it on the job. You're not tied up to that job for the rest of your life. Do you have a critical illness policy? Do you have living benefits, man? You know, I've seen too many. 2 Sundays ago, I was going to a cookout with Maryland for Father's Day, and I saw an accident right before my eyes. The car before me, someone ran the light and hit him, and that truck somersaulted 2, 3 times. Airbags were deployed. Now, nothing happened to that individual, any of them, but they were a little shaken in both cars. That was a bug. I did that. Both cars. But someone could have been disabled. So, again, in your 40s and 50s, folks, you got to obtain a comprehensive financial assessment to review how your money is structured and ensure you are not unknowingly and unnecessarily paying too much in taxes, or interest in your portfolio assets, whatever that may be. You need to consider adding additional life insurance to your portfolio, and I'll put that in a post when we're done. Um, if you have a family member or own a business, number three, work with an attorney or financial advisor to put together a will or an estate plan, which may even include a trust, where you can be the executor of the trust and a successor executor in case something happens to you. If you own a business, begin thinking about a succession plan. And finally, secure a disability insurance. And let me tell you guys something. If you have insurance, right, and you have the beneficiaries, it's like a trust, because no one can contest that. Nobody. Nobody can. So make sure you're doing the right things, folks, in your 40s and 50s, because you're not a kid anymore. You're an adult. You're a grown, you know what person. And because you're grown now, you have to change how you think. You got to start thinking about not even your children, but your children's children. I think it's Proverbs 13:22. A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. You have to start thinking like that. So in your 40s and 50s, that's a game changer. Most people make the most money in their careers in their 40s and 50s. And it's usually when people get 65, they start retiring. You know, that's when you make the core of your income. The average American makes about $2 million working. The average American. So if you made 50 grand, you know, for 40 years, that's 2 million. 100 grand, 20 years, that's 2 million. But the average American don't make 50 grand or 100 grand. It's a little less than that. The average American. Because a lot of people like to think about New York and San Francisco and California and Massachusetts. That's not America. That's just a section of America. You have to start thinking about, I don't want to say the low-lying areas, but some of these states where people don't, the median income is not that much. But it's not how much you earn, it's how much you save. Are you saving anything? So in your 40s and your 50s, some of you actually need to make an appointment with me. I don't know what you're waiting for. Some of you have contacted me, some of you haven't. You know, um, um, the thing about it is, as you get older, you have to change your mindset. I have. Even if you're struggling, do whatever it takes to maintain. And when you get paid, save something. And if you can't save something, make sure you have insurance. Because one day, you never know what can happen. Never, never, never know. So tonight, as we close, in your 40s and your 50s, find out if you're spending money or interest or taxes unknowingly. I mean, taxes. You're paying taxes or paying interest unknowingly on necessarily. Make sure you review your insurance. Make sure you have enough. Get a will or trust. And five, you remember what the fifth one is? You guys remember what the fifth one is? Disability. You got to get disability. And it's very inexpensive, by the way. I know as I close, I always say this. I watch, if you can afford an iPhone or Galaxy 28 or whatever they call them, you can afford something in insurance. So tonight, as we close, for those of you in your 40s and 50s, you need to start making important decisions. If you're in your 60s and you're still working, it's not too late either. We may have to do something different as well. But the point is, it's time. So for those of you who haven't put it on, you have to put in the chat USA or Mexico so that you can qualify. Your name can go into a pool to see if you win one of the trips. And those of you who don't know what the trip is, I read it a little while ago. Let me see if I need to read it again for some of you. Yeah, you can go to Mexico, Cancun, Nuevo Vallarta, Cancun Riviera Maya, Mazatlan, Puerto Penasco, and Puerto Vallarta. For the U.S., Florida, Illinois, Tennessee, Virginia, Texas, Arizona, California, Hawaii, places like Myrtle Beach, Virginia Beach, Galveston, you know, New Orleans, Daytona Beach, Fort Lauderdale. Where do you want to go? Once somebody's going to win tonight, and I'm going to post it on the on the my page. So after tonight, and I will tag the person, whoever it is. So for those of you who want to participate, make sure you put that in the chat. So those of you who've done that already, I see your names. We will make sure that you qualify. The show is called Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H, some people call me Havis, some people call me Terrence, and some people call me Mr. Bardui. If you're from Point Michelle, aka La Pointe, in the Commonwealth of Dominica that made me, you call me little boy or little boy. Dominica made me, Boston raised me, now the South sustains me. You don't have to be a star to be on my show. You don't have to have a million to be on my show. Just remember, folks, you just got to put something in place, and I believe some of you should will be doing that. I know you can.
Battery
So
5.
as we close,
Connected to virus alert
have a good
scanner.
night.
And
God
virus alert
bless you.
scanner 2.
Hasta la vista, babies. I hope a woman wins. I hope no man wins. That's sexist. It doesn't matter. We'll see who wins tonight. Put it in the chat. Mexico or the US. Where do you want to go? Hawaii?
Family come as
California?
you are
Florida?
with just your
Arizona?
heart. And
Texas?
I'll help
Illinois?
you
Louisiana?
win.
Virginia?
Are you rejected or hurt?
Mexico?
To me, you're worth much more than you put
Compliments of
in.
Dread Travel.
Now I don't need no
Andrea
superstar,
Hill.
'cause I'll accept you as you
Thank you,
are.
Andrea Hill.
You won't be denied,
Good night,
'cause I'm
everybody.
satisfied
I know you're smiling,
with
Robin.
the
Laugh
help
out loud.
that I can provide. You don't have to be rich, family, to be on my show. You don't have to have a million family to be on my show.
You know what, folks? I apologize for earlier that I didn't have the volume on. If you want to be in the drawing for, whether to the Mexico, Hawaii, California, Florida, wherever it may be, you need to put Mexico or USA, either the flag or of the country, or type the word in, and you'll be put into a pool, and we'll see who gets to win. I wish everybody could win, but unfortunately, that's not how it works. God bless you. Have a good night. Hasta la vista, babies. Boom.